Ladies and gentlemen, you are now looking at the first form of my BattleBot. Now, I was going to call it Xiphos, because of the spinning blade that I was gonna put in it. But then I realized, after I finished it, all the innards in there, kinda don't want the blade spinning around in there. And of course, they leave you holes in the back so you can do stuff. I just didn't want to do it, so I made this classic wedge-shaped design where low to the ground and it comes up on this thing too, which makes basically the wedge more exciting. You notice it's really long and all that jazz. Alright, well it's not going to cooperate because it's actually on right now, but look. So, you can see I put the receiver right on the side there so it's not in the way, and the wire comes in here. You can see I taped down a lot of it. Just by looking in the inside, you can see there's not many guts in it at all, really. It just looks like a bunch of wires. But rest assured, it is a fantastic piece of technology. Fingertech Robotics, Fingertech Robotics, you have really outdone yourself here. So this is the robot that I'm going to be using. It's going to have a red and black color scheme. Let's see, where's the remote? Let's get the remote in here. It's going to have a red and black color scheme, just because it's the most convenient thing to do. And there it is. See it piddling around. Don't get into my phone. And you can see the pushability right. You can see how strong it is. It's right in underneath Maggie. It's right in underneath Trojan. Just to show how effective the wedge is, we put the DS right there. He scoops under it. And with that amount of speed, it can definitely get on that top piece of the wedge. You can see it's basically just electrical tape, black electrical tape that I covered it with. I think it worked out rather well, actually. And you can see it's just going to be about driving, because that's the advantage of this thing, just driving. One of the problems you may be able to hear is, it's quite loud. But such is life, right? So I'm gonna put this away, but here you can see it. I have not thought of a name yet, but Xiphos is definitely out, unfortunately. I've decided on naming it something else, but I just can't quite get over just how empty it is on the inside. You can see the motors and batteries are all the way tucked away back here, but nothing much in the form of innards, as you can see. You can see the tiny ESCs are in the corner there flashing, the receiver's over there, and there's not a lot at all. I tell you what, though, it was a lot of fun to build, and this is going to be a BattleBot that I'm going to use if any competitions come my way. Hello everybody, this is Lampini, and today I'm going to be showing you the final piece to the Defenestrator. That's actually a little bit better. Yeah, we're going to go with that. So here's the final piece of the Defenestrator. Let me take this off, and I'm going to show you a little bit about... Sorry, I'm going to keep that on. A little bit about what renovations I did. So here you can see, I made it... I mean, there's a lot of guts in here, but right here you can see this is the speed controller for the motor, for the blade that I'm going to show you later, but here's the speed controller for it. You can see I have the receiver tucked away in here in the corner. It doesn't take up a lot of space. You can see I've been trying to save space here, because you can see the batteries and the motors are back there. And you know, this is the main motor, the main wires here for the two ESCs, which are, you know, again tucked away in the corner here. They're absolutely tiny. There's one right there, and then there's one tucked away again, even more. And that's just a sea of wires all over the place. Most of them condensed right around here, where what this tape is holding down, like. And then these right here are from the ESCs, which go into the receiver, so I can control it, of course. But this ESC, this speed controller, is for the blade for the motor. Now you see these thick wires here, these two coming off the wire here, these metal bits. These plug into the leads for the motor, which I don't have yet, but I will when I'm testing it, and you'll see it. Here you can see this wire these two here that plug into the terminal block. You can see that I have them plugged into the terminal block right here. Hold on. Yeah, I got them plugged into the two terminal blocks here, and I had to use tape in order to hold them together. I had to use tape to hold them together because they wouldn't stay in. But it seems like they're doing a good job staying in for now. Can I see how they're? Yeah, they're staying in there pretty well, I think, just the way they are. And here you can see there's an on-off switch that's also plugged in for the receiver. So if I want to just completely power down the ESC, autofocus, calm down, dear. If I want to power down the entire speed controller, I can just turn this off. But I want to keep that on because there's a lot of safety precautions, of course, because I have the power switch back here. Come on, autofocus. Yeah, I have the power switch back here, which when I unplug it, it turns on. Yes. As you can see again, here's the wedge. I added a blue piece here just so it's lower to the ground. And I also made my custom lid here for it. So now let's get back to the... actually, one more thing. You may see it. Right here is a little bit of Lexan that I added to elevate it up a little bit. Because you can see here is my finger going through the whole thing. Here's my thumb on the Lexan. So the Lexan is just a little bit of a platform for this. Yes, this is the motor. It isn't the actual motor I'm going to use. I'm going to use the same type, but just a different one. And that's going to come on right like this. Very simple screw job there. I just drilled 3 holes in there, and I have 2 mounting screws right there, so it's mounted on. But, see, that's why I put this little Lexan mount right here, so the motor would place itself right there on the mount. See, I'm pushing in on it, and it's now stable on all 3 axes now. So now I'm going to put this down so I can show you the spinning disc that the Defenestrator is going to be using. So, as you can see, the Defenestrator is going to be using this disc here. And this little red bit, you're probably wondering what that is. Well, let me take the Lexan piece off here and I'm going to show you. So, this is, I can get this off with one hand. I can usually get it off with 2, but come on now. Damn it. Okay, hold on. I'm just going to put this down in front of you right here. So, I can just... damn it. Come on now. Shit, come on. Son of a bitch. There we go. Okay. So. Here is the FingerTech blade hub, as you can see. Well, as you may know just by me saying it. This is the best way I have found to attach a blade to the shaft of a motor. Here's how. See, this bottom bit here fits onto the shaft of the motor, comme ça, like that. And there's a little a screw in the side there to fix this onto the shaft of that. Then, you take the blade, and see the little divot from there to there? The blade fits perfectly in there, and then with this screw, you put this over it. Yep, and then you tighten it up with one hand, and there you go. So now, if we can do this with one hand, I'm going to place this over right there. And now, here, I'm going to put this down. And now we're going to be screwing in this bit here. So, if we can, so you probably should have did this before you put the blade on, actually. I got that nice shot in there for nothing. Okay, so here's the hub. I'm gonna put that on there. Now you gotta make sure it's even because we don't want it to be spinning around on an uneven axis. We don't want it to be spinning around on an uneven axis. So if we can just that's the wrong side. I don't think it was. Was it? Hold on. Ah, crikey O'Reilly. Let's try this side. Probably the same side. Maybe different, I don't know. I don't think that's working, so other side. Okay. Yeah, okay, that's the right side. So now, we need to even this out carefully and carefully. Tighten it. Okay. So you'll see that looks like it's spinning well, actually. It's not spinning that way. So now we can put the dangerous blade on there. Put the nut on top. The bolt on top. Fix that on. And now if we spin it, we spin it, ooh yeah. Okay, so this is a bit of a sneak peek. I mean, I say sneak peek, it's probably just definitively the final stage of the Defenestrator. With the blade on top here, spinning like that. It's a sign of things to come. My only problem here with this blade is I gotta wonder if, you know, there's a lot of empty room here, so I gotta wonder if I'll be able to slice robots up anyway. Like, if I take my DS here, if it goes up this wedge, will it tear it up? See, yeah, it won't. It goes up the wedge, it goes right over the blade, which is something that I might be worried about. However, yeah, see? So pretty much if it's thicker than this, I'll be able to take it. If I can't, then I'll have to use the Defenestrator wedge pack. Pretty much just something I'll attach to the top here, which will make it more of a bulldozer scoop. I might use that for a more destructive weapon, but for now, it's pretty much what the Defenestrator is going to be looking like. Hello, and welcome to the Defenestrator Mark III. So, I mean, you had Mark 1, Mark 2. Here's Mark 3. This is the third iteration, third design of the Defenestrator. You can see, again, all the electronics are the same. Speed controller, receiver, everything you want to know about the insides I explained in the Mark II video. So I'm not really going to need to explain that anymore, but I will explain this. You can see piece of Lexan here, screw attached there, screw attached there. Basically makes this much more sturdy. There's a nut right there, tighten it, of course. But again, you can see that I added the motor angled like this, because you saw that I was saying that height was going to be a problem, right? So now I adapted to the constraint that I gave myself. Again, the blade, we don't need any iteration on that. And if I can ever find the hole, there we go. Now you can see the blade is angled like that. So you can see if it's far away, you can see the blade is going to spin like this. So then robots are going to come up here, and if we can get our friend here, the DS, for an example, up, the blade it's going to smash right into the blade, no matter where it is. If it comes in like that, the blade's going to smash it, you know? So I think that's going to be the final step, because when I made it before, I was like, oh gosh, what am I going to do? The blade is too high, and I kind of realized that while I was making the video, actually. But now I feel a lot better because, you know, it's now Jesus Christ, not again. It's now that, you know, angled in a way that will work. And I added 3 instead of 2 screws just to fixate this in place. So I think that might be the final draft of the Defenestrator. It does have a bit of weight to it now. I think it might actually be a beetle weight now. I doubt that it's a pound, you know, so swings and roundabouts, I guess. Hello everybody and welcome to the very first weigh-in for my ant weight BattleBot. Defenestrator. So, as you saw from my 2 previous videos, I finally got the Defenestrator up and running in its final form. This is its final form right now. The design isn't going to change much more than this. The only thing I can think of that's going to change is just minor things like that speed controller there in the corner. Maybe I'm going to have to remove a battery. But for the most part, this is going to be the design that I'm going to go through with. So, what does this have to do with the weigh-in? Well, you see, to weigh in officially as an ant weight in the combat robot world, you have to be a pound, pretty much, or 16 ounces. So, I'm gonna, it's dark again, but I'm gonna take the Defenestrator, and we're gonna see if he matches, or just see, I can't say that I'm really expecting him to be on weight. I'm just thinking about what to expect for my journey ahead. So I'm gonna weigh him just as normal. This is a normal old Defenestrator with 2 batteries. Okay, so yeah, he is pretty overweight, 18.76 ounces. Okay. So right now, we're gonna do a little bit of modifying to the Defenestrator. By modifying, I mean I'm gonna take out a battery just to see what happens. And we're back, folks. I have hence removed a 9-volt battery from the Defenestrator, and now we're gonna be taking the Defenestrator, and we're gonna see. Don't turn off on me. Not when I start recording. Okay, so we're gonna see what it weighs without a 9-volt battery in it. So it's just operating on 1 9-volt battery, and already that's taken a good amount of weight down from it. It's about an ounce and a half over. Okay, so from some research that I gathered, I found another way to save weight. We have the speed controller down there. Now, looking online, I figured out that thing is 47 grams. Okay, so we're gonna do another study on this, except it's going to be in grams. If we subtract this by 47, 494 grams. I'm going to subtract 74 from that. I mean, wow, that makes it 420. 420 on the button. So now, we're going to open this up and see what 420 grams is in ounces. And we will see, what will we see? There. You'll see that it's quite light, actually. 14.8 ounces. That's very interesting. Is it? Oh, wait. I apologize. I'm sorry. I did 74 instead of 47. I'm a fucking idiot. Right, so 49. I knew it wasn't that. Here we go. Okay. So that's the weight. It's set on here as well. Okay. You're gonna take away. Oh, minus 47. Oh, goodness gracious. Jesus, tap dancing Christ. Oh, my Damien Prince. 447 grams. There we are. So, 447 grams in ounces. So, we'll find, there we go. We'll find that if we take away that speed controller, it is in fact underweight. I find that quite interesting. You take that away and they're underweight. However, he's still going to need a speed control. He's still going to need a speed controller for this, though, isn't he? So, what am I to do? Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. You go over to Amazon. I found this speed controller. Now, see, this one looks a lot more like the FingerTech one. You got this bit. It's very tiny. You got the two wires. There's two plugs into a receiver right there. Then I look down to the weight. This one's only 17 grams. That must have been where I got the 7 from. 17 grams. So, what if we were to add that? What if we were to add 17 to 447? Well, let's find out. I know I could just do this in my head, but I don't want another embarrassment to what just happened. No. And just like that, another embarrassment happened. Just like that, another embarrassment happened. Can you please... Oh, Jesus Christ. There we go. 464. There we go. 464 grams in ounces. So then when we get over there, we'll see, okay, we're over by 0.36 ounces. This comes the real fat trimming of this whole project. What am I to do now? I just gotta, as that old song my dad used to sing, you gotta trim that chicken fat, or whatever the song was that involved chicken fat. But anyway, that's what I gotta do. When I get the speed controller, I'll weigh it in again, be the third weigh-in. We'll see what happens. Then I might need to do some more trimming. Maybe I'll have to do a fourth weigh-in. You don't know. I don't know. We'll find out later.